It started with a simple problem, one that could have been solved with a conversation. But when you're dealing with Karen, the queen of the HOA, simple solutions don't exist. My ranch sits on the edge of the HOA's fancy suburban development. I've owned this land for 3 generations, long before the HOA even existed. My cattle graze here, my horses roam free, and my barn is where my family and I make our living. It's not just property, it's legacy. The only entrance to my ranch is a heavy steel gate connected to a long dirt driveway. That gate is there for one reason: to protect my livestock. Open gates mean lost cattle, dangerous accidents, or worse. For years, everyone respected that boundary. Until Karen moved in. The very first week she lived here, she pulled up to the gate in her shiny SUV and honked, demanding that I make it easier for the neighborhood to cut through my property to reach the highway. When I politely told her my land wasn't a shortcut, she scoffed and called me selfish. I figured that was the end of it. I was wrong. A few days later, I found the gate wide open and tire tracks cutting across my pasture. My stomach sank. Someone had driven straight through, scattering my herd and leaving deep ruts in the soil. I reviewed my security footage and, sure enough, there she was, Karen, grinning like she owned the place as she sped through my land. I confronted her the next day. "Karen," I said, trying to stay calm, "this is private property. You can't just drive through my ranch. My livestock could get out, and someone could get hurt." She gave me that smug little smirk she's famous for. "Oh, please," she said, waving a manicured hand. "Your cows can handle a car or two. I'm saving 10 minutes off my commute. You should be thanking me for giving this land a purpose." I nearly exploded right there. But I swallowed my anger and tried reason one last time. "If you do this again, I'll have no choice but to involve law enforcement." Her smirk only grew wider. "Go ahead. I am the HOA. Around here, we make the rules." And with that, she drove off, leaving me fuming in the dust. Over the next 2 weeks, she did it again and again, blasting through my gate like it didn't exist. Each time, she left destruction behind, torn up grass, spooked animals, even a near collision with my ranch hand who was moving hay. The final straw came one rainy night, when she drove through so fast she clipped one of my calves. The poor thing survived, but that was it. Karen had crossed a line. I wasn't just angry anymore. I was done. If Karen wanted to treat my ranch like her personal racetrack, then I'd give her one final shortcut she'd never forget. I spent the next few days planning my trap. Legally, I couldn't hurt her or her vehicle directly, but there was nothing stopping me from making it very uncomfortable and very public when she trespassed again. First, I reinforced my gate with hidden supports and heavy-duty hinges. From the outside, it looked like the same old gate, but this one was nearly unbreakable. Then, about 10 feet past the gate, I dug a shallow trench across the driveway and filled it with a special concoction of cow manure, water, and pig waste. A thick, slimy mess that would swallow tires like quicksand. Finally, I installed a set of motion-activated cameras and a floodlight aimed directly at the trap. I wanted every glorious moment caught on video. The stage was set. Now I just had to wait. It didn't take long. The very next evening, right around sunset, I heard the familiar roar of Karen's SUV engine. I hid behind the barn and watched as she barreled toward the gate, like always confident and careless. But this time, when she slammed into the gate, it didn't budge. The impact was so loud I swear it echoed across the valley. Her SUV stopped dead in its tracks, airbags deploying with a satisfying pop. Stunned and furious, she stumbled out of the vehicle screaming. "What the hell is this?" she shrieked, kicking the gate in a rage. "You can't lock me out like this." Before she could regain her bearings, she made the worst decision possible. She tried to gun it forward anyway. The SUV lurched into the trench and immediately sank up to its axles in the vile sludge. The smell hit her like a brick wall. She gagged and screamed as the engine sputtered, completely stuck in the disgusting mess I'd prepared. That's when the floodlights clicked on, blinding her. "Smile for the camera. Karen," I muttered under my breath as the motion-activated system started recording. Her reaction was priceless. "No, no, no, no," she screamed, waving her arms wildly. "Turn that off. You can't record me." "Oh, yes, I can," I said, stepping out from behind the barn. My voice carried over the field like a thunderclap. "You're trespassing, Karen. And now I've got proof." She froze, mud splattered all over her designer outfit, and spun toward me like a cornered animal. "This isn't trespassing. The HOA approved this route." I laughed, a deep, hearty laugh I hadn't felt in weeks. "The HOA doesn't own this land. I do, and I told you repeatedly to stay off it. Consider this your final warning." Just then, a couple of my neighbors wandered over, drawn by the commotion. They took one look at Karen's SUV, stuck in the muck, and burst out laughing. "Looks like karma finally caught up to you, Karen," one of them said, holding up their phone to record. The humiliation was complete. She screamed threats about lawyers and lawsuits, but with multiple witnesses and video evidence, she didn't stand a chance. When the sheriff arrived, I calmly explained the situation and showed him the footage. He didn't even try to hide his smirk as he cited Karen for trespassing, reckless driving, and destruction of private property. Her SUV was towed out of the trench at her expense, leaving behind a smell so bad it lingered for days. The HOA, embarrassed by her actions, publicly condemned her behavior and stripped her of her so-called authority. From that day forward, no one, not Karen, not anyone dared to touch my gate again. As for me, I reinforced the trap and added a new sign at the entrance. "Private property, trespassers will regret it." Karen's downfall wasn't just about revenge. It was about proving that some boundaries can't be crossed, not with money, not with arrogance, and definitely not with an HOA title. If you loved seeing Karen get exactly what she deserved, hit that subscribe button right now. There are plenty more tales of justice on the ranch, and trust me, you won't want to miss the next one.